Now that we have our page set up complete here, I'm going to go back to page 1 by double clicking on the cover here in our live page area, not on the master page, but the live page area. And I want to see this whole page. So I'm going to hit Command or Control 0. Control 0 allows you to bring the whole page into view. I'm going to click on the black arrow, the selection tool. And I'm also going to double click on page 2. Now, page 2, according to the reference guide, has to have what's called a table of contents. So with the text tool on page 2, I know I'm on page 2 because I've double clicked it here in my live page area. And I'm going to click and drag a text box across the top of my screen. And I'm going to add the words table of contents. I can Control A or Command A on a Mac and increase the size of that text. So Control Shift greater than, so that's the arrow above the period. I'm going to increase the size of that. I'm going to move to the right hand side of my screen to center that in the box here. Do I want Minion Pro? At this point, you could choose a font. I'm just going to choose this particular font, this serif font. So that's a font with extensions and feet. And it's a little bit too big. So I'm going to use Control Shift less than to bring it back down so that it fits across the top of my page. With my black arrow, I'm going to do a bit of cleanup. So I'm going to click on the anchor point, drag that up to clean up my text box. And that is how you can add headlines to your pages. So adding text content. Now, if the text content is already available, we can add text another way. So how do we do that? Well, in this particular case, we also need a headline over here. I can click on this box right here. I can click and hold the Alt key. And when I do that with my black arrow and I click on an element, if I hold down the Alt key, you notice that my arrow turns into a double arrow. That means whatever I click and drag copies itself to wherever I drop it to, like so. At this point, I'm going to select all the text. So you can do a Control A to select all the text. And this is my what is graphic design question mark page. Now, as you notice right here, I have a plus, red plus sign here. What does that mean? So with my black arrow, I'm going to zoom in, Control plus. I'm going to scroll over, and as you can see a red plus sign, which means there's more text available. So I need to use my black arrow and expand my box to reveal the rest of the text. Now, what is graphic design? If I were to edit this, I would click in front of the G and move it on to the next line so it makes more sense as a sentence. And that is how you add text content to your page by clicking and dragging and adding text boxes. And I have to relieve my dog now, so I will continue this in the next session.